Hey guys, I'm a Forester here with a full review and my opinions on the Citizen Perpetual Chrono AT wristwatch. This is almost a set it and forget it watch. I've been wearing it for a full month now, and other than putting on my Timex while working in the yard, I haven't been tempted to wear any other watch. There's a ton of features to demonstrate on this watch, and I like to cover them from the most notable to the least. And one of the most notable is the weight of this watch. Now this is a stainless steel version. There's also a lighter weight titanium version, but it's the heaviest watch that I own. Now I don't own any fancy digital scales, as you can obviously see, so take these weights with a grain of salt. But let's see how much this does weigh. And it comes in at 5.5 ounces. Now the next heaviest watch that I own is one that you've seen a review on my channel, and this is the Chinese-made Ebo watch. Let's see what it weighs. It comes in somewhere around 4.5 to 5 ounces. And then another stainless steel watch, all of these are stainless steel, is this Seiko solar-powered watch, and it comes in at 4 ounces. So the Citizen is 1 to 2 ounces heavier than any other stainless steel watch that I own, but that extra weight doesn't bother me at all. Now I only mention it because it might be an issue for you, but it isn't an issue for me. The next most important issue to me is the display of the data that this watch stores. It's a hybrid watch of sorts in that it's a high-tech, solar-powered, radio-controlled watch, but the display is all mechanical. This is in contrast to my Casio Waveceptor that's also solar powered and radio controlled, but the display is both digital and mechanical. I want to do a side-by-side comparison of these two watches sometime in the future. The Citizen has a very unique look and feel to it. It can be transformed from a monotonous ticking clock to a whirling dervish of a clock with just the twist of a knob. I really like this aspect of the watch. It takes a little more time to get where you're going, but the trip is much more interesting. As I mentioned, this Citizen is radio controlled, and it's designed to sync with 5 different time zones, and they're listed on this dial right here, and it's London, New York City, Chicago, Denver, and Los Angeles. Now if we push this button right here, the needle will swing around and show us whether it synced last night. And it's pointing at no, it did not sync. So it didn't sync last night, and that is rather unusual. It syncs most every night. And if the needle swings around to point at these indicators right here, it tells you the signal strength, low, medium, or high. So if the needle points there, you know the last time it's tried to sync, it did sync in the signal strength. As I mentioned, there are 5 settings on the dial right here to change from one to the other time zone that are preset. So if you primarily travel within the US or the UK, this watch might be for you. But they do offer one other preset, and they call it their alternative time zone, and it's listed right up here above London. So right now I have it set the alternative time zone for China, where my daughter lives. Now right here you can see that it's the 29th of October. It's a Saturday, and let's see what time it is in China. So we'll pull out the main crown, and then we'll move it up 2 notches to the alternative time zone, and we'll see what time it is there. Now you'll need to watch the day up here, the date, and also this dial over here, which is a 24-hour clock. So you can see that dial is moving slowly, but that tells you whether it's morning or evening. Now it was, well, I didn't even notice, it was 9:20 or thereabouts in the morning here on the east coast of the United States. And so we'll see what it is in China. I'm filming this outside on my deck, and there's a arbor over top. It's very hard to keep the reflection off, but the light is generally better here. Okay, it stopped, and it's 9:22. The date hasn't changed and the day hasn't changed, so it's still Saturday the 29th in China, 9:22. But if we look over here, I think they're asleep now, whereas I'm just getting started. Now another nice feature of this watch is the daylight savings time display, which is read right down here. You read it by pushing this upper button and the second hand will swing around, and you can see that daylight savings time is on right now. Now China doesn't have daylight savings time, so we're 12 hours apart now, but in the winter months we'll be 13 hours apart. This watch will make it easier for me to keep up with that. By the way, the daylight savings time mode has to be manually set twice per year. Now it's not hard to do, but if that feature were automatic, this would be closer to a set it and forget it watch. Not only is this an accurate watch, but it's also a quality watch at a reasonable price. It has a non-reflective sapphire crystal. It has a perpetual calendar that's good out to February the 28th, 2100. I think that'll take care of my needs. Now one feature that I like in particular is the flexibility in adjusting these links. They have two different sizes of links so that you can get a better fit. It's water resistant down to 666 feet, so you don't have to worry about it getting wet. Now I don't swim or bathe with the watch on, so that isn't a big concern of mine. It has a chronometer that's accessed by turning the crown and this gauge over to a setting right there. The chronometer can measure up to 60 minutes in 1 second intervals. This is a solar powered watch, and the power reserve can be read by pushing this bottom button right here, and this gauge swings around and shows that it is full power. Now I left this watch on my windowsill one day and it's read full power ever since. The watch has one alarm setting which I have set for 5 a.m. That's my wake up time. I'd like to have 3 time settings, but one is better than nothing. The alarm sound is loud enough to wake me up, but I'm a light sleeper. The watch case is 42 millimeters in width. I think it looks good on my wrist, but I have larger than average wrist. Finally, let me talk about price, and the price is right. I price this watch online and at local jewelry stores. I do a good bit of shopping on Amazon.com, but the Amazon price was exactly the same as other online watch stores, $446.25, right down to the penny. Now that surprised me. I expected better from Amazon. I'm going to have to start comparing their prices more. I found the best deal at a local Costco, $299. Now that was a savings of $147, and it only cost me $45 to join Costco. If I can take a camera into Costco, I'd like to do a short video of their watch selections, which range from Casio to Rolex. I hope you found this review to be helpful. If this style of mechanical display suits you, you'll fall in love with Citizen's Whirling Dervish.